Hello and welcome to iFixTech Tech Tips. So in today's tips we're going to discuss how we can speed up your computer. So to get started, let's start. Remember, all the links and a link to a guide will be at the bottom of this video, and obviously if you like this video, like it and subscribe to us for more tips in the future. In order to make sure your computer is automatically maintained, I recommend enabling automatic maintenance. This is a great feature built into Windows 10. You simply go into the control panel, go to Security, System and Security, and then go into Security and Maintenance. There is a link at the bottom of this page with a screenshot what you need to do. It should automatically be set to run maintenance, and you can specify a schedule, for example when you're not using your computer, especially useful if you leave it on overnight. Oh, briefly, what this does, it just does all the maintenance tasks such as defrag, optimizing your disk, making sure all of your antivirus software is up to date, and it's also enabled. So basically it does all the tasks all at the same time. Next thing to do will be to delete your browser cookies. So browser cache and browser cookies build up over a long period of time, and it will cause massive slowdown, especially for your web browser when it's trying to navigate and find the cookies. But also if you run daily scans, antivirus scans, then your cookies will normally get scanned as well at the same time. And all this takes a long time and it will slow your computer down. Easiest thing to do is to go into your browser, press Control, Shift and Delete all at the same time, and this will open up the clear your browsing data settings. If you can't do it that way, then go into your Chrome options using the three dots right up in the top right corner, and you can go down into settings, and then you should be able to find it through there. Okay, next thing to do is make sure your antivirus software is fully up to date and your antivirus software is left to automatically update itself. I recommend doing scans every day, doing a deep scan at least once a week, and daily scheduled scans. One thing we can help you with, if you don't really fancy doing it yourself, is we offer a managed antivirus. We use Bitdefender, and we manage all your scans. We manage all your scan schedules, the updates, everything, so you don't need to worry about it. We even can see if you've got an infection, and then we can get in touch with you to try and get it resolved. So if you're using anything other than our own managed antivirus, where you don't need to worry about it, you need to just double check every few days, make sure it's active, running, and that you've got the latest updates. Next thing to do, remove any old programs on your computer. Old programs not only cause disk space to be used up, but if you're not using them, they're normally set to auto run. And when programs auto run, when you turn your computer on, it means that they take up time and processing power. So go into your programs and features, or apps and features it's called in Windows 10, find any programs you don't use anymore, click on it, and then click the uninstall button. It's worth going through that list at least once a month. We talked about enabling security and maintenance as my first tip, but also you can at any time do your own disk optimisations. So this is a bit like in the old days, it's called defragging. In Windows 10 it's called optimize and defrag. So if you've got an old traditional hard drive, they are structured still where the files will get all fragmented and they will get mixed up on your computer hard drive. So as you use your computer, all the files get stored at the first available space, the first available location, and you would need to make sure the defrag is turned on automatically. And what it does, it picks up all the files and reorders them all so your computer can find them much quicker. Think of it as a filing cabinet where you've got lots and lots of documents, multi-page documents, and you don't have enough space to put the first file in the first location. So you take out all the pages and put the pages in wherever there's space. Defragmenting basically takes out all those files, puts them all back in alphabetical order, making it nice and easy. If you've got a SSD drive, it's not quite as important, but you can still do optimizations, and it just makes sure your disk is at its best health. So my next tip is to make sure you run Windows Update. Obviously it's very important to make sure your computer stays up to date. Not only do you get all the latest features from Windows 10, and there's some great features being released, you also get all the maintenance updates, all the bugs are fixed, and that often leads to slight speed increases. And obviously it's very, very important for your security. Always keep your operating system up to date. If you've got any other software on your computer, like your Adobe Reader, Java, your own antivirus program, printer software, stuff like that, always make sure they're updated as well, because leaving them to not be updated or using very old versions is a massive security issue, and you don't really want to be compromised with old software. If you're a business, having out-of-date software is also against GDPR, so you probably want to make sure it stays up to date. And again, computer companies like us can help you out with that by offering automatic checks and maintenance and service plans. One which not everyone will be happy to do or want to do is hoovering out the dust inside your computer. It's really important to keep your computer as cool as possible, because as it overheats, the processor can actually start overheating, which causes slowdown. When you hoover, you need to make sure you don't use the static part of the brush, so don't use the brush, just use the plastic nozzle. If you have a desktop, you can easily get inside your computer by taking off the side panel. Laptops are a bit more difficult, probably needs to be taken to a specialist. Internet running slow? Well, first thing to do is go to a speed check website. I recommend speedtest.net, and that will tell you how quick your internet is. If you're getting good speeds, then it's probably not your internet slowing down, it's probably your computer. Or vice versa. If your computer's really slow, or your internet's really slow, it may not be your computer. So just check that out. There's a few other little tips as well. So one of the first things we always recommend is upgrading your memory. Memory is really important. The more memory you've got, easier it is for your computer to operate, because it can store more temporary files in temporary areas and doesn't have to keep relocating files back to the slow hard disk drive. So if you've got 4 gig or less, I recommend a minimum of 4 gig. 8 gig will be optimum. On the subject of memory and upgrades, then the biggest upgrade you can do, one that will give you the best speed increase, will be upgrading to an SSD drive. You will literally see a 10 to 20 times speed increase with an SSD drive. The cost of the drives are coming down quite a lot now, they're not as expensive as they used to be. So if you want an SSD upgrade, then that's something we can help you with. We can do a clone of your computer, but my recommendation is to wipe and reinstall off the operating system, Windows 10 or your Mac OS, and then we can migrate all your data from the old drive onto the new drive. We also offer managed service plans, so for home and business users. So a managed service plan basically means we take care of all of your IT. We make sure you've got antivirus, we make sure it's running every single day and it's updated every single day. We make sure all of your software is updated. We make sure your computer's running as best as it can. Real technicians will keep an eye on things. They get notifications and alerts for any problems that get detected. Most good maintenance plans have automatic fixes, which runs in the background while you're still using your computer, and it fixes all the little tiny problems as and when they happen, rather than let all the little tiny problems build up into one big massive problem, which causes downtime. And we have plans for both home users and we have plans for business users, and they all work really, really well, and you can just forget about maintaining your computer and leave it to the experts. If you're interested, get in touch with us. Also, we have a guide on our website with all these tips mentioned and some screenshots so you can see what to do. And you can also contact us for help and support. Thank you very much. Remember, subscribe and like this video.